Bonjour everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a review. Probably maybe one or two people are gonna watch, but not that much, aka the indien-pz, a tank nobody plays and you are probably not gonna see a lot of them on the battlefield as well. Not because the tank is not good, but simply because it's quite useless, because the two other tanks you can get to actually reach your goal are way better than this tank. I mean, everybody goes for the RU-251 and not the Indian, because the RU does everything the Indian does, but in a better way. But we're still gonna review it because a subscriber actually sent me an email telling me, yeah, Pantouf, could you do a review on the tank? I really want, you never did a review on it. And he's right, so I thought, hey, you know what? Why not? What do you need to know about the indien-pz? Not so much, actually. As you can see, I bought it, but I never played it. That's why I didn't change the consumable. I'm gonna do it right now, because if I don't, I'm gonna forget after. But pretty much, let's talk about the gun, which is actually quite a good one. I mean, we're talking about German guns. German guns usually are quite good. An amazing gun dispersion, a good DPM, you reload in 5.7 seconds for 212 average penetration and 259 with your gold shell. You are carrying a PCR, which is better to penetrate spaced armor, but also look at your average damage, 225. That's the exact same gun as the one you have on the T26E4, but this time it's German. Honestly, the gun is really great. You are going to be good at snapshotting and all those kind of things. For the turret, that's where the tank is a little bit weird, because you have a huge gun mantlet, which is impenetrable for most tanks, but you also have that little slope there, which is kind of penetrable by pretty much everything as long as they are tier 8 and above. So just be careful with this tank when you're in all down situation. You should try to wiggle a little bit, but we're going to talk about the armor profile a little bit later. Now, where the indien-pz is really weak, or at least in my opinion it's really weak, it's when we talk about the engine. You only go to maximum 50 kilometers per hour. In my opinion, that's not enough to make it a competitive medium. A competitive heavy tank maybe, but not a medium. Look at this average speed, 34. So if you equip it properly, you could climb up to maybe 40, 42 kilometers per hour. That's way too low. You have the exact same mobility as the T26E4, but the main difference with the T26E4 is that this one doesn't actually have armor on the hull, which is quite of a no-no in my opinion, this tank. That's why you should go for the RU. Finally, the traverse speed of the turret and the tracks is quite good. I mean, we're talking about a medium tank, so they put regular values. For the equipment, I'm first going for the gun rammer. After I go for the enhanced gun lane drive. Gun rammer because my penetration is way enough. Enhanced gun lane drive to increase my aiming speed. Finally, I should go for the vertical stabilizer. After I go for the, I was about to say vitality, but no, for the defense system, because I'm not going to ram anybody. Improved assembly, because my armor is not good enough for me to strengthen it, so I would rather go for more HP. Toolbox, because an enhanced track is worthless. Improved optics, I'm a medium tank, I'm not gonna camp, I don't need a camo. Engine accelerator, because as I told you, your mobility is weak, so you really need to increase that top speed as much as you can. And finally, high-end consumable, because you reload fast. Therefore, when I use the high-end consumables, I will be able to shoot for a longer period of time using adrenaline, which is a good thing when you want to burst a lot of shells on one opponent in front of you. That's pretty much how I'm playing my Indian. Let's go into the armor profile real quick. As I told you, you have a huge gun mantlet, which is quite hard to penetrate. I still think that if the tank destroyers using a PCR shoot around there, they will be able to penetrate you. So be careful, especially ISU-152 or those kind of tanks that will probably use gold shells to penetrate. They will go through. But against most tier 8, you will be able to bounce. As I told you, be careful about that little spot here, which is quite easy to penetrate, but also this little slope there, and finally the other side of the turret. Your turret is pretty weak except your gun mantlet, and that's why when you are in hold down position with this tank, you need to wiggle. We could also notice the fact that this tank has an amazing gun depression, which makes it quite a good tank to play on hilly terrains, etc. You need to use your gun depression actually with this tank. If you don't, you are going to get smoked, because when we take a look at the armor profile, you are going to get penetrated, you are going to get penetrated, you are going to get penetrated pretty much everywhere, and sometimes even with HE. So no, with this tank, what you want to do is showing only your turret from a hilly position, because from there it makes it easier for them to bounce your turret, as long as they don't shoot that little part there. Now, concerning the replay, we're gonna try to do it live, simply because it's been a long time I didn't do it, and I don't have the time to actually get a good game, record it, and after going back to... Wait, I'm looking for my sleepers. And after going back to the editing file. So we're gonna do it fast, boys. Yeah. We're gonna do it's an express review delivered by Pantoufleee Prime or Amazon Prime, as you want. As I told you, playstyle of the tank, really simple. You find a hold down position, you stay there, and when you see your team pushing, you push with them. But that's mostly a support tank. You don't really wanna go in a frontal fight with this tank, because if you do, you're gonna get smoked. First thing we notice, as I told you, the mobility. Man, look at this. I'm only at 40, not even. I'm 30 kilometers per hour. Like, blah. That's like a worse version of the T2064, because the T2064 actually does a really good transition between medium and heavy, whereas this one is just kind of like your cousin that has way too much chromosomes, you know. But hey, we are gonna make it anyway. Come on, here we go. As I told you, the great accuracy of the tank, which allows you to sneak a lot of shots. From there, I'm only showing my not my Halama, sorry, I wanted to say my turret armor. And that's good, because that's exactly what we're looking for. Can we sneak a shot on the Leo? Look at that camper, boys. I don't need to do anything else, because they're all waiting for me to actually smoke them. That's perfect, thanks a lot. I should have used adrenaline, maybe. Can I go for... No, I'm not gonna go for an HE, because my HE's velocity, the shell velocity, sucks. But you see that beside the fact that you have an amazing gun accuracy, you also have really fast shell. The velocity of those shells is insane. It reminds me a little bit of the Grill 15. So now, we are still in all down. There is our little friend here that we missed, unfortunately. He sneaks the shot, but it's not a problem. Can we maybe sneak an HE? Yes, we can. The low roll, man, the low roll. Okay, there is the T-49. I don't want to take the shot. I would like him to... What? Oh, okay, he was not aiming at me. Perfect. All right, we need to be careful. As I told you, you have a really, really weak side armor. But it seems like the T-49 has someone else to deal with, doesn't it? Or maybe he's gonna come back, I don't know yet. I'm waiting for the T-49. I need to help that boy there, but I don't want to take any risks. But you know what? It's my job, actually, to go in a little bit, so I'm gonna give it a try. Yeah, we're gonna go in. We're gonna go in. I'm not gonna bother with the rest of the heavy tanks. It's impossible. I feel like we're gonna lose it, and I'm sorry, but I will have to use that game. I don't have time today to record something else. I did that review in 10 minutes, by the way, for those wondering. So here we have the P43. Here is the T49. I'm gonna first go for the T49. I hope the guy... Oh, no, he didn't go for me. All right, here we go. He missed the shot. When you have your hull exposed and you're facing those kind of tanks, try to either face hug like I just did here, or actually try to side scrape just a little bit, because sometimes they don't have the right penetration and therefore they will not be able to penetrate you. Here we see the 10 degrees of gun depression working effectively. Yeah, there is a Tiger 2 coming, so I gotta hide. I'm gonna wait for the Tiger to maybe go in. He does. We sneak the shot. The Tiger is not bothering with us. We are gonna kill the... No, we're not gonna kill that guy, because the Caravan of an Action 10 did it. Here we go. Now I'm gonna show you real quick what your tank is capable of. As you can see, I think I am in... No, I'm not in... Okay. He can penetrate my side of the turret. As I told you, you really need to be careful and try to wiggle. We're gonna try in another position from which I can be a little bit held down against the Tiger. Here we go for a shot straight into the ammo rack. We are still gonna be able to get ourselves in an held down position right there against that Tiger, and it seems like we already passed 4k damage. That's great. I'm happy that with the first game I did with the Indian, or at least one of the first one, I managed to do such a good game. Here we go. We sneak a shot on the Tiger. Unfortunately for us, we fucked up. Here we go. We go side armor. By the way, guys, every time you are shooting a Tiger, try to shoot where I'm shooting right now, because that's where the ammunition is located. And our little friend, the T-54 Lightweight, managed to get the Tiger. That's how you play it. As you can see, showing only your turret. Try to stay in hold on. Oh, perfect. Ace tanker. Oh my gosh, that's great. I'm happy with that. I'm gonna leave you with that, guys. If you enjoyed, feel free to subscribe, like, and share. But I really hope you understand the playstyle. Always show only your turret, and when you can, you try to wiggle. You have the gun accuracy that allows you not to wait for your full aim time to be complete for you to actually penetrate or even hit your target. So please try this technique. That's how you play your indien-pz, and that's how you manage to get yourself an ace tanker. Au revoir.